Hi everybody. Can you hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. Let's see if I can challenge this guy. Play a short match maybe. 5-man match. Nope, he doesn't want to see me. How about this guy? Let's see where Steve is. Marcus, I cannot do anything. Nobody wants to play me, and Steve is not showing up. So I don't know. Anybody? I'll play anybody. There you go, Mr. BG. This is a very strong player. Dennis Culpepper. Hi, Dennis. I'm streaming this. I need to let him know that I'm streaming. Okay. So what am I playing here? 7-point match. Okay, one in, 4 hits. I like making my 5-point here better than hitting. Okay, I'm in a bit of a trouble here. I don't think I want to hit him here. If I just tanker, I have a decent game. Yeah. I think he should just lift it. No shots. If he has to leave a shot, he can leave it next time. No biggie. 6-3. Cover and hit. I think I want to leave the cheeker here and maybe you know, harass him a little bit more this way. Double. It feels like a take. And here is Steve Sachs. Um, we can play later, Steve. After this, we can play after this match. Why not make the 3-point? I guess it's just a misclick. This I didn't understand. I guess he was worried about leaving a shot, but it's you know, it's only double force. I didn't like how he played his 5-2. I don't think I need to cover this anymore. I'd rather make sure I don't lose a gammon here. Well, try not to lose a gammon. This might be a little bit better. Just to bring them in efficiently. Yes, Mochi, this is Dennis Culpepper. 6. I think it's slightly better to do this at this score. It's close for for money. Give myself a good 6 out here. Well, I want to double this. Any reason to give him 6-1 or 6-4? Give me some numbers, but it's only 4-1. Okay, now I'm happy to go if I can. Rather than escaping the check, if I want to stay around for a little bit, try to catch more. Oops. So what's the theory here? Just do this. Make sure if he rolls a 5, he breaks his 6 point. Also, it's a better distribution to attack his checkers if he rolls something here. This gives a 4-6. I don't have to do this. I can play this, but this gives double sixes. And that gives double fours. So double sixes and double fours are pretty much almost equally good. He can also play 4 here and not leave his anchor, not break his anchor. So if I play this way, he can play any fours inside unless it's a 4-5 or 4-6. Okay. If I play this way, if he rolls a 6, he has to break the anchor, then I can attack him. I think this is the right idea. Five, 4. Well, now how crazy is this? Neil says he'll be streaming too from time to time. Well, at least that's what I think he's saying. Yeah, this is very exciting news. Okay, Neil, we can discuss it later. If it happens tomorrow, no, okay, whenever is convenient for you. Ooh, he danced. Do I have a double? Nope. How do I know that? Well, I know that to one slot, 4-6, 4-6 hit, double hit, and dance is a slightly no double for money. And here he actually has one checker entered. So I think this is worse. So the score argues a little bit more, for Cuban aggressively, but I don't think I'm there yet. Let's try to make a 5 point this way. Hopefully he dances or enters one checker here somewhere. Or maybe even hits the deuce point and I make a 5 point and then I'm happy. So that's a plan. There is also this, but I don't know, it gives him a free hand to make the anchor. See? Just like we planned. Okay. Yeah, I can double this. Do I have a cube here? I'm slightly ahead in the race. Okay, I have fives, ones, and threes to hit here. Some numbers are double hits. Also like 6-1, 1-1, 3-1. Good. It's a bunch of numbers. And this score actually argues for being more aggressive with the cube. So I'm gonna go ahead and double. 5 and 10. Okay, this one is simple. I've been doing this for quite a lot recently. Yeah, pass. Yeah. I think I can hit this because I have one checker back. This way I protect this checker from being hit. And yeah, this is less shots. Well, can I double this at this score? So I have, oh, well, I only have 8 checkers in the zone, so I don't think I have enough here. Uh, yeah, don't do that. And now maybe I should play on. Let's say I hit him, he hits me back with one checker. No, he hits this checker here, but stays with another one. I can still cube him. So let's just play on. Now I'm definitely too good here. Do that. Do this. Bring one in. Let's not make the same mistake I did earlier. Okay, I have enough here. Enough to gammon him. There's no reason to give myself bad double threes. Is this better? I think it's probably better than double sixes. Okay. I have to anchor here, right? Yep. Neil is saying something. I'm not sure what he's saying. Oop, my. I think I'm not ready to hit him here. Oh, I can hit him here. I didn't see that. How can I miss that? Wow, it's crazy. 1, 5. Yeah, big play. That's the only way I can win, I think. Yeah. Uh, actually, I don't need to make this point. What I want to do, I want to kill my sixes instead. Why did he not hit me? I don't understand. He could hit and cover. Did he not see it? If you think this is lost for me, you're right. But it's not totally hopeless. If you don't believe me, you should watch the video Mochi posted. Down 100 pips and win the race. Yeah. This is Gammon Go, so this is the right play here. Yeah, just be aggressive. Try to make points. Try to diversify the checkups instead of stacking them, creating these dealer builders. 5 point is a 5 point. Well, this makes 2 points, so that has to be right. 2 is better than 1. Okay. Getting ready to clear this point. Let's see what else is here. I can take 2 checkers off. Nah. I wonder if this is better. Not this. This. I don't think it's better. If I play this way, I won't be leaving a shot for a long time. Maybe. Maybe not. Actually, I don't know. Michi would know this. Yep, you do not make your ace point in these positions. Okay. So yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, you want white to roll ace, break, and then recirculate. Uh, uh, Let me run the analysis here real quick. See what happens. Oh, I just realized I'm not showing this. Okay. Uh, actually. All right. So far I'm not doing very good. Oops. I took a bad cube. This is actually a pass. Also, G didn't like my 6-3 here. Likes bar point. I don't know about that. Thank you, Mochi. We will see. But let me ask you this question, Mochi. Why not make the anchor here? I should make the 3-point here because I can maybe pick up more bloods if he hits me. Okay. Yeah, I thought this was an easy take actually. Hmm. This is no double. I'll have to look at this. Hmm. And my assumption it was correct to hit twice was based on the score, and because I had one check, it was wrong. But it's it does make a difference. It gets closer. Actually thinks I should double this, but it's close. Yeah, I mean, Mochi, I understand double shot is not is costly, but normally you would give a double shot to make it advanced anchoring, wouldn't you? 5-1. I'm not doing this. I saw this play. Yeah, but I don't want to do it. This is one-way ticket to losing gammon to me. Maybe not. Actually, yeah, he doesn't have that many checkers here, and I still have 3 points to come in. So, yeah, this was good. For money, I would hit here, I'm sure, but at this score, I was scared a little bit. Uh, Midpoint was stripped. That made me. What game was that? This game? I can't find anymore. What did I do here? Seems like every time I'm not sure about something, I get it wrong. Well, that's not very good. You'd hope to get some of them right. Mm, coin. So what about the twos here? Yep, I was wrong. Alright, where is Steve? Let's see if Steve wants to play a match. Hi Steve. Alright, while Steve doing something, we can look at maybe something else here. Uh, oops. So where was that 6-3? I'm still curious. I can't find it anymore. It didn't happen. Not this one. Oh, it's no longer a blunder. Or maybe it wasn't a blunder to begin with. Okay, so let's double plus it. Gets closer. So yeah, I'm not stripping my midpoint here, so that's not a problem. Maybe because deuces are duplicated, he needs this angle so badly, then you can just concentrate here. I don't know. No, if deuces were, I don't know. Oh, his mid is point is triple. So you're saying it will cause him to hit me here? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Race is close. Does that make a difference here? Anything, getting hit is bad because race is close. Sorry guys, waiting for Steve Sachs. Where is he? Steve disappeared again. Let me try to call him. Hi, Steve. Just like you did it 1 hour ago. I'll call you on. Okay. I'll call you on Messenger. And you just invite me. Hi, Steve. How about now? What? Okay. I think everybody can hear us. Let me make sure that's the case in the chat. Can you guys in the chat tell us if you can hear us, both of us, me and Steve? There is like a 20-second delay, so it'll take time for them to respond. No, that's just how the things are. I mean, yeah. We can play anyway. It doesn't matter. Even if they cannot hear you, they can hear me. Okay, and if they cannot hear you, then I will know they cannot. And no. Yeah, yeah. So they can hear me, but not you. Yeah, that's not what I hope to achieve. Let me try to not use a headset. How about now? Uh, Guys, can you hear us? No. I think it's the same. It's the same. It was just I was using headset, and they obviously they cannot hear what you're saying. But now I'm just using a regular sound microphone, so this might work. All right, so let's play a match. Steve, what's happening? Steve, Steve,
Oh boy.
Steve, you cannot hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
When I put the speaker on, I can hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
All right, so you want to invite me 7 point, 9 point, whatever, 5 point, whatever you want to do.
All right, it's a 7, I guess.
All right, good match.
So are we just playing, or are we talking, or what?
We playing and we talking.
Okay, but they can hear you, but they can't hear me?
Now they can hear both of us.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
All right, obvious move.
Is this obvious?
What's that?
There's also 7 point. 7 point might be better. I like it.
Oh, no. This is definitely better because you always want to try and do as many good things as possible on any one move. And the three things that you want to do on every move, if you can, are to hit, to escape, and to make points. And here you did two good things. You escaped and you made a point. If you just made the bar point, you just making a point. And it's not that big a difference. I mean, it's better. It's definitely better play, but it's not a blunder to make the bar point because, you can make the bar point and then your opponent can point on you, but they don't, I don't have any active builders on the 7 and the 8. And so if I do point on the checker you left behind, then there's some liabilities involved. So making the bar point's not a blunder, but I do think that making 11 points a little bit better. Because I have very little chance to. Anyway, here we go. So on the next move, double twos. Oh, Ergen says that the board is not showing on the stream.
Yeah,
It says XP.
yeah. It should be okay now. I think it's okay
All right, so that's for sure. The question is, I could make the 5 point, which is kind of nice. I could make the 11 point, keep the prime, and try and make the 5 prime later. I could make the 22 point, which is a good defensive point, and I can just bring my builders down on the next roll. Ergen says it's fixed now. Okay, so I'll take a look at this. I kind of don't think this is right. The race is dead even, and now you can get out on sixes. Although, to some extent, it is an inside point, and sixes are duplicated because 6-1, 6-3, 6-4, they all would make a blocking point on the other side of the board. Here's another choice. I don't know. Maybe this is not so good because I'm not really getting blocked in, and I could split later. And the middle anchor is not tremendous value. As a third option, I could just do this play. I don't. This is, and actually, there's a fourth choice of this one. I kind of don't think this is right because 5s and 3s point on me, and you're blocked on 5s and 3s on the other side of the boards. I don't think this is the right choice. So it's between making the 5 point, the 11 point, or the 22 point. I'm not gonna talk too long about this one move, but there are three intriguing choices here. So, is this so bad, really? You know what? It might be wrong, but I'm going to do it just because you got good sixes anyway. I could be way off there. I don't know.
I would make 11 point here.
Okay, yeah. I'll be interested to see at the end of the match. All right. So.
Nothing to think about here. Obvious play.
No, that's right. It's pretty obvious. All right. So now this is definitely a 4. I'm just not going to do this because I'm stripping my midpoint, and I've got a way better board. So I think this is the time to split my back checkers. The question is, do I want to get really desperate and hit loose here? It doesn't seem very good. Aces are duplicated, but I don't have any direct covers, and I could just come all the way out. But I think the mere fact that I've got you outboarded 3-1 means, and you're stripped on your 7 and your 8 point, means that you're not very likely to roll like a real efficient counterattacking number like 6-1, 1-1. So most of your counterattacking numbers can have some liability to it. So I think I'll just split and add an active builder to the 8 point and just be ready for the attack.
Yeah, I like this play. Duplicate sixes. I thought hitting on the S was very bad because it's like not part of your game plan. Once you made.
Yeah.
5 and 4
Yeah, I don't need,
just hit an ace.
exactly.
What does it do, right?
Right. I don't have a I don't have a builder to. Okay, that was a real good shot for you. But I mean, in the dice distribution, there's always going to be some jokers and some anti-jokers on most choices that you make. So you can't protect for everything. All right, now I might consider hitting loose here, but I might not still. I mean, there's only like 3 choices. There's only 2 choices. There's 3 choices. I can play 13-8, which I don't like so much. Strips the midpoint. I can hit loose, which in a way is not terrible because, I mean, I am shooting at this blot here on some sequences. Or I could come out, which is a pretty pure duplication of 4s and 2s. I mean, I do have you outboarded. You got 4s and 2s to hit, 4s and 2s to make your 4-point. But I mean, honestly, in a lot of situations, even when it seems like it's an uncomfortable decision to hit loose, a lot of times it's really right. Just because, even though, what's that?
Like a tempo play.
Yeah, and tempo play, and I'm trying to attack these 2 blots here in your outfield. I mean, you have 3s to come in and 3s to make your 8 points, so you have a little bit of duplication going on there. I'm not a huge fan of this play, but I do think it's right just because, 25% of the time, those 2 blots are going to be frozen out there, and it's going to be a problem. And even when you do come in, you might come in with a 2-6 or, something inefficient. All right, so I'll try it. I'll try to see how it works out.
I like this play. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, we should play double sometime. We think alike.
Yeah. That's true. Well, I think a lot of players play alike.
Yeah, a lot of grandmasters. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't want to say that. That would be.
Oh, I did say it. I'm happy to say it. Are you kidding?
So,
and they can never, no matter how bad I get, they can never take my grandmaster title away from me. They can take my money from me. That'll happen.
Yeah, this play keeps me from consolidating. I like it. And
all right, and it worked out. It worked out there. All right, so now we got a situation. The race is really close. I have no direct covers. So when you think about cube action, you're thinking of pips, position, and threats. Okay, so the pips is very close, but I'm not at a disadvantage. The position, I got a little bit better position just because I got a 3-point board, you have a 2-point board. However, I have 2 checkers back and you have only 1 checker back. So that's a little bit of a balancing factor. The checker on my ace point is not really an asset here. I mean, I could get lucky and cover it with a 7. But some of the 7s work naturally anyway. They all do. I mean, 6-1 makes the bar or hits. 5-2 hits. 4-3 hits 2 checkers. So that is a liability that's going to stay there at least for the next roll. I do think it's a reasonable cube. I mean, there's no score factored in.
Yeah.
You can select checkers out there as liabilities, and I mean, I don't need to double to activate gammons, but I think it's a reasonable cube and a take, but that'll be your decision.
Standard challenge level acknowledged.
My decision is obviously very easy. I just take it. I have a lot of play here, and a race is not bad. I can hit a shot next time. It's okay. Is there a lot of play for me? Would I double if I were you? I think it's a double actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really only the question is whether it's a double or not, because it's, I don't have nearly enough threats to make this a pass. All right, so here we go. So the obvious hit play, and this is my only reasonable 5, so just do that. You stayed out. All right, so this is going to be 3. And we're going to still attack that checker on the 14 point, create an extra builder. Although I could I mean, I could do this because now 6-5 makes the 3-point. And deuces are, I mean, if I do this play, deuces are naturally duplicated to move forward or to make the 2-point. So maybe the only liability is that if I make this play, I have 5s and 1s to make the 3-point and 2s and 6s to make the 2-point. So I've got 2 builders to make 2 different points. Whereas if I make this play, I have 2 builders to make the 3-point, but only 1 builder to make the 2-point. But I still think I don't have good 6s anywhere, so I probably have a slight favorite, to make this play.
Yeah, I would make the other play.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a big deal. 0.02 either way.
You have 4 checkers and 8 points, so I would try to use them. And if you roll a 6, it's okay. You'll just bring another builder. That's fine.
Yeah, I think the main benefit is if I happen to roll exactly 6-5, I'm way better off. But there's more numbers like 5-1 and 6-2 and so, but I think it's close enough anyway. All right, so you came in with 1 checker. All right, so with this natural switch, create the extra builder and move the back checker up.
Yeah.
Okay, and so 5-2, of course, we're not going to let you anchor that easily. We hit loose. Let's give ourselves good 4s here. Extra builder, and I got good 4s.
Yes, this is very clear. And this is also very clear.
So now, if I had come in with something very weak, I'd be an underdog. But honestly, you're probably holding the cube. You're not that big an underdog here. I mean, if you'd stat, it's really, really bad. But if you come in, your favorite. So, but it's mandatory. I have to do this play. All right. So now you're probably your favorite holding the cube here.
Have to clean up.
All right. So. All right. So,
I guess I am. Yeah.
All right. So I mean, it might be some situation where I just got to trying to sneak out of there. I don't like this very much, putting a piece out of play, but the problem is if I try something else, if I just try this, it's too pure a play. It diversifies your numbers too much, and I could find myself losing very quickly. So because I have such a big race lead and I have a better board, I'm going to make a conservative play here and just try and sneak that last checker out.
Yeah, this is also my play, so it has to be right, because I almost never put a checker on ace point. But here, yeah, if you make your pure play, you live in 2 checkers split in my home board, and I can just attack you everywhere.
Yeah, not only that, you can hit checker on my 4-point as well. So
I don't want to give you any hits here. A little bit ugly, but I'll live with it.
Yeah, it's really tempting. I mean, it's tempting because if you slot there, you've got triple cover to make your 4-point, and you own the cube and you have an anchor. So I think it very possibly could be correct there, because otherwise it's going to be maybe too easy for me to sneak away. Although I did have some bad numbers. I mean, 3s and 4s and most 5s. But all right, we'll see. All right, now I think you are going to slot.
Yep.
I have that feeling.
Yep. That's also good idea.
Okay, that was a good shot here. Okay. So that's 3. Now if I do this, the double 5s is a total disaster. But other numbers aren't really that bad. And if I do this, your double 2s is a big joker. You've got 2-1 is pretty good. 2-5 is not all that great. So the question is, do I really want to sacrifice one super bad roll, or give you one super bad roll for me or one super good roll for you? I guess I'll just do this.
I would come out. Well,
Then,
of course, double fives is very bad for you, but it's not end of the world. I'm still on the bar against 4-point board. Yeah.
yeah, I am giving you more numbers this way, but they're not super efficient. I mean, only like ace deuce uh, is the extra number here because you know you're not going to hit me with deuce three and double twos is. But maybe you're closer to winning the game with your double twos than I am to losing the game with my double fives. So probably you're right. Your play was a little bit better. All right, so 1, 2. All right, doesn't seem to be any special reason to play big.
Um,
All right, so now, good question. Okay, I like your play. I think if I had only 2 checkers on the midpoint, it would be less clear-cut decision. But I'm not evacuating the midpoint on this roll, so I'm just going to move 1 checker. Of course, unless I roll a double, but you can't help that anyway. But because I have 3 checkers there, you can more slowly develop your position without too much concern over having the extra blot.
I was wondering what I would do if I roll this.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, 5-2 is a little. That would be a little bit more obvious to just make. Okay, while you're thinking about what to do here, I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. So, of course, this can backfire. This can backfire. It's all threes. It's a bunch of numbers. It's more numbers than I can count. But this can go well sometimes. 1, 5. I mean, what else I'm gonna do? Here I cannot do that. That's just ridiculous. This is giving up. I'll just make a play and close my eyes.
Okay, you decided to hit. I see that. All right.
Well, I didn't like the alternatives. Yeah.
No. If you don't hit, I mean, this is pretty risky. I mean, like, I got 3s and 4s and 6-1 and 5-2. I mean, 1-5 is terrible for me, but that's just 2 numbers. And I can dance 4 times. Most often, these plays are probably right, because if you don't do this, then you've got to play. Well, I mean, you can slot your 1 point and your 4 point, and you can remake those points later while I'm bringing my pieces down.
No, you're gonna bring them down right now. If I do that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying your play is wrong. I don't know what's right,
Okay.
but I'm saying that the long term, you have a long term deuce point game regardless. The problem. I mean, the reason why your play could easily be right is that putting a checker on your ace point is going to be a pretty big liability for a long time to come. So if you could have kept your pieces more in play, I might have considered not hitting, but you didn't seem like you had too many good choices. All right, so I could do this play, but it seems possibly a little bit too conservative, because you only have a 2-point board. You have a blot in your board. So I think what I'd rather do is just do this. Of course, you crush me with double 2s. You can hit. Let me think about this a second. Okay, so I mean, I can also do this play, but now this is. What do you got here? Double 2s can hit and cover. I mean, I guess I'm just going to do this here, and if you roll double 2s, it's fantastic for you.
I think I like the idea, but I like different play. I like down to the 10 point and 18 to 16. Duplicates 4s and 1s.
Okay.
That's tough for me.
Okay, so the point is that the weaker your position is, the less I need to be concerned about duplication.
Well, that's true, but why not? If it's there.
Well, because most likely what's going to happen here is I'm just going to be able to survive unless you roll the double 2s. I'm gonna be in a pretty strong position. All right. So now if I do this, double 6 leaves a shot. If I do this, double 6 does not leave a shot. And it brings a checker to the 6 points. Not so bad. Okay. All right. So let's take away our bad double 6s. Oh, look at that. That's why I'm in the Hall of Fame. The Pro Football Hall of Fame. No, I'm kidding. Okay, Tom Brady. Is he moving to Tampa Bay? That's a surprise.
I don't follow football.
Yeah. No. Yeah, there's no sports to follow now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I watched a 25-year-old baseball game on television last night. That's how bad it is. Okay, so let's make the obvious move here. And, I got a chance at a backgammon here. It's not a gammon.
I'm going to get backgammon here.
No. Okay, there. See, as soon as I talk about my luck, then it goes away.
Yeah, you're very unlucky in this game. Alright. Let's concentrate on the 4. On the roll on the 4. Bam!
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I guess... Yeah, you get 6-5, you can get out. Well, that was a surprise. All right.
Good start. Oh.
All right, so natural. right, so nothing fancy. We're going to make a 5-point split.
Yeah. Nothing fancy. Oh, you have a decision to make, sir.
Not really. I mean, yes, I do, but let's think about this a second. Okay, so I'm not worried about getting gammon because you need an odd number of points. But the thing is that I like to do, well, I want to address my priorities here. The race is pretty darn close. So there's no play that really stands out as a play that you would make to protect the race. If I make the 4-point, then I wish I had the anchor, but you're stripped on your 8 and your 7-point. So you don't have that much development capability, but you do have some doubles that work really, really well. Double 3, double 5, and even 6-5, I wish I'd have made the other play probably. No, maybe not. If I make this play, I still have my builders potentially lined up to make the 4-point, but it's not going to be that likely because I only have 2 builders, and you're on roll first. So, you're probably a favor to get out into the outfield here somewhere or close to it. And if that's the case, then I have 1 shot to get you, but it's not that bad because the race is so close. All right, let me just give me a few seconds here. Let me think about what I really think is right. I mean, obviously, if I was gammon go in any way at all, I would make the 4-point.
Right.
But it's a DMP kind of situation here. But honestly, I think making the 20 points better because it's kind of hard to make the 20-point, but I have lots of opportunity to bring builders down, play an ace off my 6-point to the 5-point, or bring builders into the outfield to slowly box you in if I can. So I think it's a little bit better to make the 20-point.
Yeah, I agree with you, play.
All right, this is one of the few rolls that kind of unfortunate that I made the play that I made, but well, that's pretty lucky. So I got the 4,
Also,
obviously.
when you make your bar point and I run into outfield, you have more shots at my.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so hang it in there.
Well, I don't want to give you another blood, so I'll just do this and hope it works. 1, 2, 3, 4 builders.
Yeah, but I'm not even a favorite to point on you. I mean, this is a nice play. Even if I do point on you, some of those numbers were going to be pretty good anyway. So right now, I'm going to make a blocking point, and I'm going to hit you loose. So I'm going to try and block you in some way or another. That's a pretty bad roll. I mean, it's not horrible. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, I need to change my plan now.
Yeah, I mean, the race is really close. There is a possibility that coming in on the 20-point and playing 13-12 was right, just because this is anti-positional. Some of the numbers that would hit the checker on the midpoint are duplicated with the attacking numbers, and it's very difficult for me to do everything on the same roll. I have a lot of good rolls, but I don't have too many crushing rolls that make the 4-point and the 3-point and put you on the bar. So if you were to move up to the 21-point and I pointed on you, then you would be able to hit the checker on the 3-point. And if I hadn't covered, anyway, I think because there's no cube and the gammons don't hurt, I would have came in on the 20. I would have come in on the 21-point anyway. So this is.
I thought it was already too dangerous.
Well, I mean, but it's also dangerous to do this play because now I can play more aggressively. I have an anchor, I have a better board, you have a blot on your 2-points, so I can really almost do anything I want to just claim, I mean, and if you hit me back, It's not. Well, you could roll double threes. That's in the playbook.
I'm gonna hit it twice. Just because you
Yeah,
said,
but
I cannot do anything bad to you.
Yeah. Anyway, so it would be interesting actually if you backgammon me this game, because a gammon doesn't really hurt me that much, but a backgammon costs me an extra game. So that would be that would seem fair for you to backgammon me. Still not very likely to happen.
Come out.
You have a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Oh, that's whatchamacallit, heroes. All right, so what do we got here? I don't really want to break the 8 point. If I do this, you only have 2s to cover. If I do this, you've got 1s and 5s and 2s and 3s and 6s. I don't see a major benefit for that play. I mean, I guess I'll just... Yeah, the race is pretty close, too, so, give you fewer chances to hit, and it'll cost me in the race.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm making black and points here. Well,
All right, so what do we got here? I got a few choices. Interesting. All right, so I could just do the simple play like this. So I'm a little bit ahead in the race. Basically, it's even. And I'll give you 6s to come out. And you'll be a, reasonable favorite if you do roll a 6, because you got me blocked in, and you'll be ahead in the race. Another possible play is just to come out and hit. It's less positionally sound, but it does keep you on the bar 25% of the time. And it does give you some awkward incoming numbers, like ace-5 and ace-6 aren't that bad, but they're not that productive for you. And I do possibly have a chance to hit that checker on the 13 point. I mean, this doesn't seem right, because if there's not that big a priority for me to get to the 21 point on this roll, and I don't want you to, with a race this close, I don't want you to hit and escape at the same time. So this is a little bit enticing, kind of appealing play, because if you don't get out, I've got 6s to jump out and 5s and 4s to hit you down on the 2 point. And if you do get out, the race isn't terrible. I'm going to make a play in just a second here. Let me just see if this is reasonable. I mean, there is diversification in your numbers here. You got 2s to hit on my inside, and then 1s, 3s, and 4s on the outside. Oh, this is not so easy, all right, but I got to make a move. My clock's running, in theory, anyway. Oh, boy. All right, I'm just going to do this play. It's a 5 prime. The race is close.
there was one play you didn't look at. How about
21
to 14 all the way? Duplicate.
20 to 14. Yeah, well, it did duplicate. Yeah, it did duplicate 2. You're right. I didn't look at that play. Maybe that was the best play. I don't know.
That looked to me like a bad bet.
In any case, it was probably better than just playing 16 and 2. The one I didn't look at.
Yeah.
All right, so
I have one more to go. I don't want to give you another blood here to shoot it.
no, I mean, I got a 5 prime, and you're ahead in the race, so all you got to do is just sneak out a little bit. You got a lot of builders to hit, block me in, 6s to jump out.
Well, here I'm gonna hit you because I have no choice.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. No.
Undo. Oh, this is probably better. Duplicates 5s, and you blocked. If you roll an S, you blocked there maybe. So I think this is better.
Yeah, and there's no penalty for getting all those extra checkers hit.
Now 5 points here. It also makes this point. So I'll leave the checker there. Also 6 two duplicates here. He's here and he's there. So
Yeah, I think so. All right, well, it's a pretty good roll here. All right, well, I might not get out. We don't know that yet.
this is straightforward. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Is there any double I can protect? Double 5. This is interesting. If I roll double 5s this way, then I'm forced to leave a shot on my 6 point. If I roll double 5s this way, I don't have to leave a shot on my 6 point. And double 3s plays either way, so I guess I'd rather not leave the blot.
Yep, agreed. Also, I think like in general, checker on the 5 point is better than this on the 6 in this late game position. All right, Steve.
All right, well, yeah, thank you.
Let's see how we did here. I'm gonna resign. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can't resign. Oh, can I win this?
Why not? If you win this, then the coronavirus is gone tomorrow. I wish.
Okay. Good match.
Thank you.
Let's see. I have a fast computer here. So in the first game, double take was correct by 3%. I guess I should stream this. Okay. By the way, 6-4. We were talking about 6-4. Remember? It was wrong to make 11 points.
Oh yeah, I was really very much advocating that play for those reasons that I said. Let's see what it's. Yeah, point like 0.03 or something.
Yeah, 1023.
Okay, well, all right, that's interesting. So, I guess I guess I underestimated the fact that of how weak my attack was, and that by making the 7 point, then it blocks double 6s. So, and also it makes my 6-5 isn't terrible, but
Long
I
time
can't
ago,
escape it.
I'm sorry. A long time ago, I looked at all this 3-2 split, 6, all any reply and then 6-4. Sometimes it's right to make 7. Sometimes it's right to make 11. If I remember correctly, it's usually right to make 11, but not always. So I mean, I don't have an explanation to this, but it is what it is. Well, 7 point is obviously better than the 11. So even though there's 2-for-1 fade, doing two good things versus one. This one, the 7 point, this one thing is could be stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something that I don't. Sometimes I don't address to enough by saying, like, what would you rather have? You know, two things that are like not so great, or one thing that's like really good. So if you collected baseball cards, would you could have a Mickey Mantle rookie card and
That,
or
that,
two.
that, wait. That's a funny analogy. Uh, so I played the 1.44. You played 3.67. Um,
Okay, well, I mean, that's about my speed. Mid to high threes.
it doesn't mean anything.
I don't know, just
The
one
whole day I
match.
played badly the whole day today, and this is the first well played match for me. So I made couple errors in the whole match. None of them were blunders. So I guess that 6-1 was correct then. I was wondering about that. It's like sometimes, not sometimes, often if you don't make the right play, it could be a huge blunder either way, right?
Yeah. I mean, let's take a look at my double twos, for example. I mean, I went back and forth on that, and you were right. You were right. Making the 11 point was the better choice, and it probably, in retrospect, it seems pretty obvious, but at the time, I just, yeah,
Yeah. You were considering several plays, like one of them was make the 4 point and then bring one down and split one down. That play is almost never right.
yeah.
Almost
I
never.
mean, it was more of just like a thought than a consideration, but it's pretty weak. Split it, making the 22 point and the 4 point was almost as good as your suggestion. Um, anyway,
Yep,
what
almost
else
as good.
we got here? All right, the 5-4 and move number 3. Yeah, I mean, I guess so it was right to hit. Even though we didn't have any covers, it was pretty significantly right to hit loose there. I mean, the passive play of just splitting and bringing a builder down, it gives you too much freedom. And as much as hitting loose on the ace point can get ugly, I mean, 25% of the time you don't come in, and even when you do come in, you might come in awkwardly.
Yep.
So I was really trying to protect my the integrity of my position too much, and not really pay attention to the fact that there's a lot of pressure on you, to come in or to come in efficiently. As far as the cube is concerned, that was really the only question: is how much of a double it was, or was it a double? The take was never in question.
Yeah.
Just doubling for volatility, and most of the rest was just pretty efficient attack. That well, let's take a look at your 6-1. It looks like.
Oh, is it the same? Is it the same game? Yeah, same game. Oh, it's actually very close. Okay. It looks like I made the best play, but 7-1-5-4 is almost as good. And surprisingly, 13-7-5-4 is also almost as good, which is crazy. Actually, I plus it, and my play is slightly behind, but it doesn't matter. It could change. Anything could change in the rollout here. There are 3 plays that are close. Steve? Steve have disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened.
Well, I got a call and I kind of tried to not answer it, and I guess it knocked your call off.
Yeah, there are a couple very close plays, yeah, with the 6-1. Surprisingly, XG thinks 13-7-5-4 is the best play. 13-7-5-4 is the best play.
Seems like it should win the most, but there's more gammon risk. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here.
No, clearly hitting play wins the most.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hitting play is going to win more, but it's going to get gammon way more. So let's see what the gammon reality is on the just slotting the bar points. So yeah, you're winning. You're still getting gammoned a lot, like 36% instead of 45%. But that's interesting. So why is it that if you're only winning 3% more often, but you're getting gammon 10%? Oh, I have to plus this here. Okay, so when you plus it, it's like a dead even. Or actually 13,754 is right by some small amount. James Bond 007. Yeah. But then why? There's a question I'm not sure about here is that if the hitting play wins 3.5% more often, and the risky play, the slotting play loses 9% more gammons. Well, I was going to say, why is when it's a 2-to-1 gammon price?
Yeah, but I also win more games by hitting, right?
Yeah, it's like that plus the additional backgammons that that you get at risk. So all that stuff added together, I'm not smart enough to figure that stuff out over the board or even with unlimited time. But in any case,
I agree with that.
thank you.
That was a joke. I also agree. I agree that I wouldn't be able to figure this out either. So
What else we got? Yeah, I was just kind of like and now so on the game 2, what do we got here? The 4-2. Yeah, the question on the 4-2 whether to make the advanced anchor or the 4-point, and it's by a modest amount, 0.02. It likes making the anchor. But if you switch to, if it was, let's see, if I was ahead 6-1 Crawford, then it would probably even be more significantly right to make the, let me just take a look at that there. Save. Oh, come on. Check. All right, so let's see. If I change the score to 6-1 Crawford, what's going on here?
6-1 Crawford, then you would more inclined to make the anchor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm having trouble. What the heck? Oh my goodness. I don't understand. I can't. This is a problem. No, I can't. I can't make it a Crawford using my XG. That's not possible.
I mean, I don't see how you do it. Okay, can you just copy XG, open another XG window and paste it there, change the score?
Yeah, I guess I'll try that.
That's how I do it. I don't know any other ways.
Okay, so just a second here. All right. Well, I don't know. I'll try to figure it out later. But anyway, so was there anything else in this?
Oh, only that for one that we were talked about. You're right and I was wrong. I thought it was already too dangerous to come up, but I guess it isn't after all.
Okay. I apparently I butchered the. Well, okay. Well, the 6-5 happens after the 4-1. Okay, so you got the 4-1. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. I was right on this equation. I mean,
And when I plus it, it actually makes it my play real bad.
yeah. And my 6-5 and move 9. Let's see. I was just supposed to come out. Yeah. I mean, I was worried about leaving you all those numbers, but I guess there isn't that much bad that can happen if I come out with the outback checker. I mean, there's no gammon penalty against me on this score, and there's very little backgammons involved.
Yeah, these are
So,
very difficult. I could see myself making either play on any day, not knowing what's right.
yeah, but so let's just take a look at coming out to the 14 point. Okay, so I come out to the 14 point, and there's a lot of diversification for you, but it's like you really rarely can do everything that you want to do. I mean, let's just say you can make your 10 point, but you probably can't hit and make the 10 point. You might. There's a lot of things that you have priorities to want to do. You want to escape, you want to hit, you want to make blocking points, and you might be able to do a couple of those things, but you can't do everything. And if you don't do everything, then, let's just say you roll, let's say you roll a 4-2 and you just make the 10 point. That's not a very good roll, but it does something constructive, but then I've escaped a piece. So, because I have a better board than you, and because I have an anchor, and because you really can't easily do everything that you want to do, then just running out, seems like it should be working more often. And the liability of the play that I made is that it's going to be a really long time before I can, do something productive with that blot.
Yes, that's the key.
Because I'm going to have to break my prime in order to make that point, and that'll give you an escape route. And if I attack inside, I'm probably going to have to leave you a direct shot. So the problem with my play on my 6-5 is that I irrationally was too concerned that it was too risky a move. And it really isn't. I had a 4-2. Oh, this was the, let's see. The 20 to 14 was what you suggested. And that's interesting because your suggestion was better than my play. But my second alternative of coming out and hitting was the best play. I mean, just you're even going to plus. It's close, but So that's interesting. Coming out to the 16 and hitting. Well, that does have the benefit of escaping a back checker and putting you on the bar. And, you know, I do have, you know, if you don't come in, I got pretty reasonable diversification of my numbers. I got 3s to hit and 5s and 6s to cover, deuces to move the back checker up. And even if you do come in, I don't know. I mean, none of these are like that huge a difference. This is, you know, when you can confidently say, like, you know, play number 1 is better than play number 2 and give like legitimate reasons why, that's not really a level I think that I'm at right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I try my best. Okay, anything else? And it, you know, I mean, and it's not always, I mean, we're doing this right now. We're just going over the errors really, but you know, a lot of times when I'm giving lessons, you know, I like to go over the right plays too, because
yes. But we don't wanna
no, I mean,
I wanna
we're just
sleep.
yeah, that's right. You're almost at midnight where you are right now. So, all right. Anyway, so that was fun. We'll do it again soon.
All right, Steve,
And
thank you very much for your time.
you're welcome, Dimitri.
I'm sure everybody appreciates it. All right.
Okay.
You take care of yourself and stay safe.
All right. So let me know when you want to do this again.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Bye.